Matthew's brother was recently live on TikTok talking about the case, and he was probably saying a lot of things that he shouldn't be saying right now. You know, he's inviting more violence and drama to come his way and to come his family's way. He was on TikTok talking about fighting people, you know, putting people on t-shirts, all of that good stuff. But in the middle of him saying all that stuff, he kind of drops a few bombshells. Now, I've been clear about how I feel about this case since day one of me covering it. I already told you all, I fully feel like people who are close to Matthew and Savanah most likely know who killed them or have a good idea who may be behind their deaths. Now look, I am not trying to say that friends and family are involved. That is not what I am trying to say. I'm not trying to say that friends and family know every single in and out and detail of this case. I just think that people close to Matthew and Savanah most likely knew some of the people who didn't like them. They most likely knew some of the people that Matthew and Savanah may have had drama with or beef with. So I think that friends and family maybe have a good idea as to who could be behind this. Now, in this live stream, the brother kind of confirms this. At the very least, he confirms that him and his family tried to steer the police into the direction of who they think may be involved. Now, instead of explaining this, I want you all to hear it from the horse's mouth. So we're going to play a portion of this live stream. Before we do that, though, I need a huge favor from all of you all. I need you all to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Also, hit that thumbs up. It helps the channel a lot. Just simply by hitting that thumbs up, we got to get those thumbs up on these videos. And also, if you want to donate to the channel, the Cash App is posted in the pinned comment. Now, with that being said, let's roll this little TikTok live. And you know I'm going to have some thoughts about this when it's over. So I'll be right back. Let's roll the clip.
Long live Matthew. Long live Flacco. Long live my brother. Never forget my brother, man. Where's my bottle of Bucanas? What the hell? Where's my bottle? Oh, here it is. Long live my brother, man. Long live my brother. And people wanted to go and post that me and my family were out drinking yesterday for New Year's. Like, we were grieving, mourning, and remembering my brother. Who's gonna stay indoors and just cry? Who's gonna stay indoors and just cry? We're gonna be around family. That's not Crown Apple, baby. That's Bucanas. Look at this. And anybody who comments anything disrespectful, I filtered the comments so no one can come on my live and say anything disrespectful. So, yeah, but look. I am my brother's keeper. And anybody who wants to run their mouth and say anything negative about my brother, if you can fight, keep talking. Because I'm with all that. I'm with all that. We can get ghetto. These from Cuties are really good. I call it Cutie, but it's called Quick Trip. Shut off my face. Look how dirty I got my hat yesterday. Who? My brother's head. He was trying, man, bro. I'll put that dude on the shit. Oh, man, dude, all these people just talking crap about my... You know, all these people saying so negative things about my brother. Saying all these negative things about my brother ain't about nothing. I ain't modding you. I don't know who you are. Be careful what I say. Freedom of fucking speech. I can say anything I want. I will not be charged. I will not be prosecuted. I got a lawyer. What do you mean? I can say anything I want. Everybody can go, anybody can go and run their mouth on the internet, but in person they get scared. In person they get scared. Okay. The video was okay. Not everybody showed up the way I wanted to. You know, there's a scar I got hit with the bottle. Hello. Do I have any idea who did it? I don't. I mean, I had a hunch, but clearly the officers said that the people, the 3 suspects that, you know, we pointed out that were involved are not suspects. According to SAPD, they're not suspects. That's funny. Oh, dude, if TikTok wasn't so like sensitive, I'd say so much right now. Oh shit. But I'm not gonna talk nothing, because these hands can talk. And as you can tell, they're scarred up for a reason. 3 guys this week, whatever, talking about my brother. Put him down, Miklo. So, no, I don't. If I did recognize that person, I promise you, I'm not even gonna say nothing. How old is your mom? I thought you said how old. The ghost whisperer communicated with them, and it's Nalisa. She hiding. I don't know who the hell Uncle Manny is.
You know, obviously, I don't know Matthew or Savanah. I have no emotional connection to them. Matthew's not my little brother. Savannah's not my little sister. So it's easy for me at a distance, being emotionally removed from this situation, it's easy for me to look at this and approach it with a certain level of logic. But at the same time, you know, I don't want to be a hypocrite. Because if I was in the position that Matthew's brother is in right now, I would be ready for whatever as well. You know, I'm a nice dude, but hey, I'm telling you right now, I'm not afraid to get down and dirty if it comes to it. And if I was dealing with the loss of a loved one that got taken out, I would be ready to crash out. I would be ready to fight. I'd be ready to do more than that. So I understand where Matthew's brother is coming from. So I don't want to judge him too harshly for him having these feelings. You know what I'm saying? Because if I was in Matthew's brother's situation, I would be on go mode. I would be ready to cause havoc, just like I'm sure he is as well, just to be honest with you all. But because I'm distant from the situation, I could approach it more logically, and I see this and him talking about fighting. For one, you know, he's saying, you know, I got these hands. You're not dealing with people who want to fight. Do you not see what happened to Matthew and Savanah? They didn't want to fight. If these people out here wanted to fight, Matthew and Savanah would still be here. No, their execution style, taking people out, killing young pregnant girls. These people don't want to fight. So him talking about people having hands, you know, and just a lot of the stuff he was saying, you know, I can't help but feel like, man, you're just inviting these negative energies right back in. And in a couple of weeks, we may be looking at Matthew's brother on a news clip. Or we'll be looking at someone else on a news clip because of what Matthew's brother did. This is like a revolving door, and I've talked about that so often. But I wish people could break out of the chain. But when I'm watching this clip, I see someone who may, you know, allow themselves to be consumed by anger and rage, and, you know, you become another statistic. You just add to the ongoing chain, just this revolving door of violence, you know? And after seeing what just happened to Matthew and Savanah, I would hope that some of Matthew's friends and family will break out of it. But hearing a lot of what Matthew's brother had to say, it doesn't look like he's ready to break out of it. it looks like to me, if I were to be honest with you all, I think we're going to see a lot more coming from this case. I do think the case is going to be solved, but I fully believe that this case is going to lead to more deaths. For sure. It's definitely going to lead to more violence. So, him being on there saying that stuff, I think he needs to be careful with what he's saying right now. But I don't want to be a hypocrite and judge him too harshly, because I fully understand, where he's coming from. And at the end of the day, maybe he's even watching it, even though he's saying some things he shouldn't say, he seemed to be a little more, reserved than I thought he maybe even would be. So cooler, calmer heads always prevail. Let's just say that. But he mentioned, right, that him and his family, they had a hunch. They had an idea of who could be behind this. 3 people, and they told law enforcement. And law enforcement says, oh, that's not the people. Now listen, I've covered enough of these cases to know that you really gotta... Law enforcement's iffy. It's really weird. So even though his family came forward to law enforcement and tried to point them in the direction of 3 individuals, and they said, oh, those aren't suspects, that may be the investigators trying to fish more information out of Matthew's brother and out of Matthew's family. By telling them, oh, those aren't... How can I put it? Let's say, for example, Matthew's family comes to the police. Hey, we don't really know what's going on. We don't know any of the details, but we think, hey, it's a possibility that maybe these 3 guys did it, right? So the police will see that information, knowing that you got more information that you haven't said yet. And they'll look at it and be like, oh, no, these 3 people aren't suspects. And they'll say that simply to try to get you to give a little bit more. So when they say, oh, these 3 people aren't suspects, you'll go, oh, well, are you sure they aren't suspects? Because here's this piece of information, and here's this piece of information I was withholding, and here's this piece of information I didn't want to tell you. Here's this piece of information that kind of incriminates me as well, but it definitely shows you that these could be the suspects. Do you guys follow me? Because sometimes, obviously a lot of people, they don't want to tell the police everything, but they want the killers to get caught. So you could go and you could say, hey, Tom, Dick, and Jane, those are the suspects. But you provide the police no other information. You just say, if I had to guess, these are the people. The police know that there's often information that you're withholding that you don't want to say. So they will use tactics like, oh, these people aren't involved at all. We've already wrote them off. Just baiting you in to be like, oh, wait, are you sure? Well, what about this? I got this piece of information and that piece of information. So that could be the case. Whoever Matthew's family pointed the direction in which Matthew's family pointed law enforcement, it could be the right direction, but law enforcement may play nonchalant, waiting to try to extract more info, right? So, all in all, at the very least, I'm happy now knowing that this family is cooperating a little bit. We don't know how much they told law enforcement, but if at the very least they're trying to kind of help, that makes me feel a little bit better about it, because I've seen so many cases like this one where even close family members will keep their mouth shut. They may be happy when the killer is getting caught, but they're not going to help catch the killer. They may try to get their own street justice, but they let the police do their own thing. I've seen it 1,000 times. So I wasn't sure if that was the case here. And we still aren't sure what that case actually is. But if we're believing what Matthew's brother says, it seems as if at the very least, I don't know about Savanah's family, but at the very least, Matthew's brother had a hunch and his family had a hunch, and they tried to let the police know. Also, Matthew, they keep saying 3 suspects, right? I know that the cops said there were 2 suspects in that little footage that they released, but everyone seems to believe there were 3 people that day. Also, you got that Ring doorbell footage that's floating around. Some people have kind of debunked a lot of the stuff that was going on in that footage, but maybe those are the 3 people he's talking about. He also mentions that he kind of got in a scuffle or maybe got in a fight with a few people that were talking bad about his brother. So he's already... Oh God, he's already out there, getting into altercations with people, and that's just that's not good. That's not good. It's not going to lead to any good. Once again, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I understand where he's coming from, but it's not going to lead to any good. So hopefully he realizes this and comes to some type of realization that maybe he should break the chain, break out of this nonsense. I don't know if the brother has kids and a family of his own, but if he does, he needs to understand that you need to be there for your kids and your family. And, hell, your parents already lost a child. They don't need to lose another one to this nonsense. But it looks like that may happen. I mean, it very well may. I don't think that this is the end to this saga. You see, we're all coming in. The world is coming in during this case, and we're all looking at this crime. But the story didn't start there. The story behind what happened to Savanah and to Matthew, it didn't start and end the day that they were killed. It started at some other time, and we don't know the story yet. And just because they're gone doesn't mean the story is over. I feel like there's a lot more to come that's going to be tied to this case. There will be things happening in the streets that we never hear about, and there may be some things that we do hear about. But I can guarantee you, this story is still ongoing. And I do think that more people may lose their lives behind this. And, you would hope that's not the case, but that's just how these things go. But all in all, I want to know what you thought about everything Matthew's brother had to say. Drop your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. If you would like to support the channel, you can do so via Cash App. I'll have my Cash App in the pinned comment. Or you can donate via Super Thanks, or for free. You could help the channel by liking the video, subscribing, ringing that notification bell, and all of that good stuff. But with that being said, I'll talk to you all very soon in the next one.